Yes.
I think she usually does it from her phone.
Yes.
Okay, and we are live. Hello out there, and welcome to the Alchemy Bench. Joining me in our efforts to destroy the white people and the cis people and the het people and the dog people. No, dogs are fine. Dogs are wonderful. We have Some Random Geek.
Hello there.
And Julie.
Hi.
Others may or may not be joining us as we proceed.
My voice did something weird. I sounded like a 14-year-old boy.
A 14-year-old boy, you're the perfect protagonist for an anime show. Because you always send a boy to do a man's job. He'll get it done in half the time and twice the inks. And hello, comrade Naniga. She likes to call me Sarge because SRG, and she's been watching a lot of Red Dwarf. No, not Red Dwarf. That's something else. Red versus Blue. And so that's why the Sarge thing.
Okay.
Comrade Ibot. Yeah, fuck white people. Okay, don't be too what's the word?
Eager?
Yeah.
Honest?
No, eager is fine. That's not the word I was looking for, but it's fine. Enthusiastic.
Okay, I don't know if this will actually be appropriate for intro music, but I like the title. From Kevin MacLeod at Incompetech.com, we have Circus of Freaks.
Oh.
Play. You're not going to play. There we go.
We're not going to hear the hook because it's not sharing audio.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, shut down. This is very Martian.
Fuck us, I guess.
As long as the audience are able to hear it, because actually last week the audience were not able to hear.
Yes, if I can hear it, then the audience can hear it. Then you guys can hear it, and that was totally not appropriate to as intro music.
I'm looking forward to
the music Jonathan uses for his highlights. It's just perfect for us. Let's be honest.
Yeah, so the normal one was just a guitar riff. It's just like gravel roads by like the 126ers, but then the fun one is the splashing around by the green orbs. And I did check this out. It's actually absolutely free to use by anyone.
Let's see,
Hi,
Blippy Trance.
Whatever flying fuck. We hear it, so the audience doesn't hear it?
I can hear it. That means the audience can hear it. In this case, I remember to click share.
So, what's up?
Very little. Just Trump has learned his lesson, and he has totally toned down with all of the criming.
Really? Because the thing is, like, he has fired a couple of the like aides that like testified in the House.
That's another crime.
So yes, if you talk bad about the boss, or actually like testify in the court of law under oath about the crimes that the boss has done, then you'll get fired by the boss. Such loyalty.
Democracy, am I right?
Fucking
yes, exactly.
We are the city on a hill. We are a perfect example of a functional democracy.
Yeah, you're the beacon of liberty or whatever.
We are again leader of the free world.
Yes.
But yet the entire world doesn't vote in it. But considering that
we're the ones who really matter, and it's Tom.
Hello, hey, Tom.
Hi, Tom.
I like your hat today, Tom.
Looks very much like many of mine. Let's see. Fluffing a duck. Sounds kinky.
Oh, I like that one.
John, I see what you're doing there.
Yeah, I do too, but I decided to ignore it.
And I have to say so many awesome new comrades in the chat for the first time. Comrade Nautica, or he said hi. Dude Snaps is in the chat, and Dude Snaps and I actually had a conversation like months ago with another awesome comrade, Snapple and Cats, who's also disabled. And so I'm going to put the link to the to Dude Snaps' YouTube channel of that like various hangouts. So I'm busy doing that.
Wait, Tom, say something.
What?
Say something. I'm
we
giving
can hear
up
you.
on you.
Something.
Okay, we can hear you. Perfect.
Yes.
Okay.
Everything's
So when you do have something to
working.
contribute, we will be able to hear it. And then we'll just say, okay, Boomer, and ignore you, because that's what people deserve.
Mm-hmm. I should probably let you know that I'm feeling
Low energy?
no, actually, kind of the other way. I'm irritated as hell. I don't know why, but it would be best if you didn't fuck with me. That's not going to happen. So, I guess I'll have to live with it.
We'll try to
Okay.
stay off your lawn.
You can come on my lawn. Just
Shut up.
just make sure that you're within shotgun range, because I don't like to make a mess on a street.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Just to be clear, just being upfront. That was fun.
I agree, Phoenix. Some
boomers are valid.
Some boomers are valid. The thing is, again, the
Not me,
boomer is for people who right. No, Tom, you're perfectly valid. Okay boomer can be applied to anyone. It doesn't
Charlie
matter
Kirk
if
is a
they're
boomer.
actually like from the generation or not. Exactly. It's a mindset, not age.
Paul Joseph
like
Watson.
Comrade Nautica said in the chat.
They're all
Shapiro.
boomers. Ben Shapiro, and that's who I was trying to think of. Yep. Boomers coming out their butts.
Again with the butts again. It's a theme on the show.
I'm sorry, but it's way less funny when John says it.
That's because I wasn't super excited about the butts. You were really into those butts.
Yes.
but Literanos also loves boobs, though, as we discussed before.
But
it's Jamie that's into
boobs, though.
It's Jamie J who is into the butts or likes butts. But anyway.
Well, butts are also aesthetically pleasing.
I like butts too. That just because I think boobs are prettier doesn't mean I don't like butts. Every body part is valid. I hate that word, by the way.
Valid?
Yeah, every time Jamie tells me I'm valid, I want to go puke. I know, I don't. But it comes from a good place, so it's okay.
Okay. What word would you prefer that we use other than valid then?
Vital.
I don't know.
Comrade Nautica said in chat, eating ass is the only ethical consumption under capitalism. And Doomstat said, hating valid is valid as fucked.
Fuck you. I don't know you, but fuck you.
Don't worry, Doomstat, that comes out of love.
No. Yes, it does.
Let's see if I can find the perfect music for loving butts.
I can know of one, but
hey, farting around.
Like butt songs.
I don't know if I'm even still sharing.
What the fuck?
You are sharing.
Oh my god. Look at Tom's face.
This is just like being back in Boy Scout camp.
Just like Vietnam, Slick. No.
Except that somebody would be there with match lighting them.
Yes. Oh my God. I honestly, it wasn't until like a friend of mine did that actually at my party. It's like, oh, so that is true.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Don't do that. It's dangerous.
It's a very bad idea. Yeah.
Fuck?
Oh yeah, the guy said, "Ooh, my ass is hot now."
Yeah.
I've seen people light themselves on fire with that shit.
Phoenix, that has nothing to do with anything. If you, whatever your age, if you don't think a fart is funny, you have a problem. Farts are funny.
Yes, Phoenix, this is a chat for very mature adults. And then she gave the thumbs, stick out tongue emoji. I'm explaining this for the podcast audience.
Do we have a podcast audience?
We have twos of listeners.
Okay.
At least me, But just in case, and I promoted it as like Social Justice Alchemy, a podcast as well. So that's people can find it. Search Social Justice Alchemy, they might find the podcast. So
for the people who can't join us live and don't want to, watch a YouTube thing, and it's also just the 1 hour.
Even though, honestly, you're missing if you don't watch it. But
yes, got a lot of visual gags.
Yes.
Go fill my water bottle. I'll be back.
Okay.
I'll be back.
And John, I see nothing much on the YouTube video other than just, of course, the cute little cat pictures and the smash the smash. But hey, don't overwork yourself. So that's fine.
I don't recall too many outstanding memes this week. Nothing really comes to mind.
Yeah. I mean, what else has happened this week? I mean, there's finally a time where the vote actually matters, like in the primary, as opposed to a caucus. But the moderates have 52% of the votes. Well, Bernie Sanders only has 26. Of course, they had to combine 3 different candidates to get that figure out of 52%.
And everyone wants you to know that it's a really important thing that Buttigieg came in second, Klobuchar came in third. Who came in first? I don't remember who that didn't actually make the headline.
Yeah, it's irrelevant because it's not a majority. It doesn't add up to a majority, rather. Yeah. We have a Wisconsin has a primary on this coming Tuesday. But
but let's just step away from the microphone for now.
There is a theme. There's a theme here. I had something to contribute there after all, I guess.
Let's not get anal about it. Come on.
I don't feel like sharing now. No,
I'm sorry.
It's not a presidential primary, party preference primary yet. That's not going to be until April. I think it's April 4th or something like that. This is state primary for, in this case, Supreme Court justices. We have the ones that whose terms who were initially put forth or were elected under Scott Walker, got another one, asshole in chief for 8 years in Wisconsin. Real jerk face. And
completely destroyed the unions.
Among many other things in Wisconsin. But he one of the justices that was elected under him is coming up for revote. And there are 2 candidates against him. And that's kind of a problem because the other 2 are more tolerable. One is actually pretty good, as far as I can tell, and the other is just tolerable. And think I'm afraid they're going to split the vote and have this jerk-face asshole win. Yes, dude. Fuck Scott Walker.
Mm-hmm.
Don't fuck Scott Walker.
Not in a way
Punch
that he
Scott
would enjoy. I'm thinking of things that I shouldn't probably say. Nothing to do with anything fatal, though. So FBI
milkshakes. Give Scott Walker a milkshake.
Yeah,
and deliver through the air.
I'm thinking more of a Bic pen. Give him a Bic pen cricothyroidectomy. Is this familiar to anyone?
Stab him in the throat.
Well, if somebody can't breathe, one of the ways to deal with that is give them a very hasty tracheotomy just below the Adam's apple. Just shove a Bic pen into the throat, punch it in the throat. If you can get out the ink.
Yeah, just the tube, not the
refill. You just
rest of it.
Well, you want to leave, if you can, leave the point in first. Break it off so you have some way to grab onto the refill, poke it into the throat, pull out the ink refill, and then you have a tube so I can breathe in it, breathe through it. And you can do that, and then you can enlarge that, and then you can fuck them in the throat. And that's Comrade Nautica's right. Bic pen cricothyroidectomy. Yeah, I used to work in respiratory therapy, so that we all carry Bic pens just in case. Just in case we found somebody we didn't like very much, and we could convince them to stop breathing for a while.
I didn't expect to hear that. So you can fuck him in the throat. Yes, Comrade iPod. This podcast is purely satirical.
Yes, right. No,
nothing we say should ever be taken seriously.
That's right. Right. Guillotine the rich.
Stab all landlords.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely no. Satire.
But the thing is, we can hear you. Yes.
Fine? Or?
Oh, yeah, you're fine now. Yeah, you were a little muffled.
You were a little garbled at first, but now we can hear you and understand you.
Are you on your phone now?
Yeah, I'm in bed.
Oh.
My back is killing me.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm good where I am.
Well, then I'm not sorry to hear that. I'm glad to hear that you're good where you are. I'm glad to hear you're good anywhere.
With the chat on YouTube, though. So.
Oh, so David Skaggs can say all the things that he wants about you, and and it's on.
It asks you all to warn me if he needs to be told to shut up.
We can do that.
Just in general, every 5 minutes, just say "Shut up, David."
Yeah,
and or "Fuck you, David." Either way, I think that probably covers. Just assume that's a cumulative "shut up," and you will have earned it sometime in there.
So yeah, I wanted to put the video, but I mean, the position I'm in, my chins are even worse than usual. So.
But you have your wheelchair pirate thing. You're good.
You do?
Yes.
I just see Leto.
Oh well, on the stream she has the pirate thing. I'm able to put it on the thing.
Oh, for
the viewers.
For everybody
the YouTube
else.
audience.
Yes. Not for me.
No, you don't deserve that.
Yeah, I don't deserve good things because I'm a boomer.
You just have to. But
because you haven't throat fucked Scott Walker yet.
I like this guy. But Dusat says I like this.
Is that the rite of passage?
Some boomers are okay.
I'm willing to do it. Oh, there she is. Oh, pretty lady.
Hello.
Hey, Julie.
Now John Brockman. Now, John Bartman has to take off the pirate thing or put it off to the side.
So, just in my bed.
Yes, a comfortable position.
Yeah, I'm holding my phone high so you can see my chin.
You see her what?
So we can't see her chin.
Can't see her chin.
Oh. Yeah, I should.
Yeah. You have a beard, Tom. We can see your chin.
Yeah. Well, Tom and I have chin extenders.
Yeah.
And I just have more of them especially if I do this.
Yeah, well, that's the position I'm in my bed, actually. So that's why I have my chin really tucked on my upper chest.
Let's see. Any other news this week? I don't know. Let's see. John Burns asked, are there any of Elizabeth Warren's policies that Sanders should add to his campaign, or is he good? I don't know of anything she suggested he's not further to the left on.
Exactly. So it's just like, and the thing is, like, as anarchists, I think American Johnson on Twitter said this, like, listen, I want to elect Bernie, and I'll be excited to overthrow him from the office. Because we don't want presidents. We want that power to be back to the people.
Yeah, that's not happening anytime soon. So let's have not as shitty presidents in the meantime.
Yes, exactly. So that's why we're for Bernie, or at least Bernie's policies for the most part, because he is less shitty. And out of the rest of the group than Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren is the less shitty of the rest of the group. And fuck Michael Bloomberg.
Yeah, who is that guy? Is he new to the thing?
So Michael Bloomberg was the mayor of New York, the Republican mayor of New York for 3 terms. He was the one that ramped up the stop and frisk in New York, that did imprison and jailed a lot of young minority groups, very racist, and he's trying to buy his way in, essentially, into the Democratic nomination race. And in fact, apparently the DNC has, like, they weren't willing to change the rules to allow Cory Booker or Julian Cassandro to get into the debates, because they were just missed it by that much, and that's the old TV show reference, into qualifying for those debates. So Cory Booker, Julian Cassandro were not allowed to be on the debates. The DNC did not change the rules, even though some of them have asked to. But for Michael Bloomberg, a rich old white Republican, he was able to, the DNC changed the rules to allow Michael Bloomberg to be on the debate stage, because you had to have a certain number of actual individual donators to be qualified. So that is not just
he's a Republican white.
Well, he changed to independent. Because reasons?
Because he doesn't want Bernie Sanders to be president or be the nomination. It's pretty much, I think that's pretty much it. Honestly,
well, he says he doesn't want Trump mostly, but I think
I can believe that too. Yes,
he probably wants to be in the middle, but he did say that he would that if he were not the nominee of the Democratic Party, he would outspend Trump to get rid of Trump. I don't know if that's true, but if he's willing to do that, use the system against the system, maybe, because I don't think the revolution is going to come in time to get rid of Trump. I think we're going to have to do something else in the meantime.
Yes, and also he just recently suggested is thinking of, like, asking Hillary Clinton to be his running mate.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that's the recent news.
Yeah.
But also go ahead, Dom.
Well, I was just going to say he also recently. Well, I don't know how recently. I guess it was a while ago during Obama. Well, at the end of or just after Obama's term in office, blamed Obama for the increasing segregation or polarization of the country racially under, during Obama's term, that it was his job to pull us together. And he didn't do that, which is a little odd because you had the entire other party saying, we're not going to do anything for this guy. And Obama bending over backwards in far too many situations to try to get something done, something halfway decent done against the absolute opposition of the other guys. And also, starting from a sort of neoliberal position to begin with, so it was never going to be as far reaching as the policy changes needed to be. So. But anyway, so Bloomberg is one of those people who did that. He is also, what did he say? He talked about trans people. Have you heard about that? What he said about that? He said trans people are just men who want to dress up in dresses and go into women's restrooms.
Yes, he is a Republican. Yeah.
Fuck
yes. He also, well, let's see, what else did he say? Just assume, all the rest of that stuff. Oh, about marijuana. He said marijuana is a dangerous narcotic, and he doesn't see any reason. He thinks it's a bad idea to try to, decriminalize, even not just legalize, but decriminalize is way too far for him. So he doesn't seem to have his finger on the pulse of the young people of the country, that's for sure, or pain people.
I mean,
yeah, David is right. If you're on top, the status quo looks pretty good.
He looks older than Bernie.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. I think they're a very similar age. And yes, Phoenix, I agree. Fucking narc. I'm going to put a link into Renegade Cuts video on Michael Bloomberg to show just how bad Michael Bloomberg is, because he is literally just like the Montgomery Burns kind of billionaire. He taxed the poor and used that to give tax breaks to the rich.
And he was really big on stop and frisk.
Yes, because that's a thing that recently came out in this week that I listened on to Debacles Now they reported. The podcaster who also has a YouTube channel, Benjamin Dixon. The video was there on the internet to be found. He just found it and then cut up the audio and then do the best to get out make it more clear. And Michael Bloomberg simply said that of all the murderers and all the murder victims, there is this one particular kind of description that you can match to all of them, and you can Xerox them and hand it out to all of the police, and they're all young and Black and Latinx people. Yeah, so that's what, and to get
I'm sorry. He just said 95% of all the crime could be attributed to those people, so that most of the policing should be done there first.
Exactly. And the only way to take guns out of their hands of the young minorities, as he would say, is to throw them up against the wall and frisk them.
Do actual Democrats are going to vote for him? Or?
Oh, yeah. Libs love things like stop and frisk. They love being able to look tough on crime.
Yeah.
As opposed to Trump did.
Yeah. Because they didn't realize that when the Republicans said tough on crime, what they meant was put the bleeps back in their place. Not necessarily poor people, but poor people.
Well,
and mostly Black people.
But mostly. I had a question about Doot Snap said he has over 64 sexual misconduct allegations against him. Is that Bloomberg? Because I know Trump has got.
Surprising.
I hadn't heard it. I hadn't heard that. I don't think it would surprise me, but I hadn't heard that.
It wouldn't surprise me about Michael Bloomberg being a old rich Republican. but yeah, and also, and remember, it's like Bloomberg News as well, and yeah, and also Bloomberg was. Yeah, okay, Dusas was referring to Bloomberg. And yes, Bloomberg was also instrumental in fighting against like Occupy Wall Street. Because remember, when Occupy Wall Street just started, all they did was just like go to a public park. It's open to the public, and then they just like sat there essentially, and that was Occupy Wall Street. But then Michael Bloomberg sent in the police force to force them out of the Central Park or that park. And the reason why was because he wanted to clean up the park. And as Richard Wolff on Democracy at Work or Economic Update was saying,
sorry about that.
What was
that? Was autoplay on a website about the white nationalist march in D.C. last week. They don't call themselves white nationalists. They call themselves the Patriot Front, which means they're white nationalists. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. What was it? That reminds me. I saw the first Purge movie like last year, and it's like they.
Wait. The movie, The First Purge, or the first movie, The Purge?
The movie, The First Purge, so the prequel. Yeah, so the most recent Purge movie, that was The First Purge. And no, that was a clear allegory that like that current administration that started the First Purge is just like Trump, and like they said like it was a third party that took over, but like the sign and it was obviously just like a clear allegory to like white nationalists that like took over the presidency. But Michael Bloomberg like wanted to clean up the parks, and Richard Wolff on Democracy Network would say the subway systems was always the dirtiest, filthiest subway systems in New York City, or there's always been dirty and filthy in parts and never got cleaned up. But Michael Bloomberg wanted to clean up the parks. Yeah, right. So. And again, old cops are bastards. And that's the Occupy Wall Street was kind of the evidence that, like, are we going to be a movement and something like that? No, the state will come down and just, like, force you out. And Obama did not support Occupy Wall Street either, because he just, like, never, if they were, a lot of people of the establishment, Democrats, were expecting the people of the Occupy Wall Street to just join the rest of the Democrats and, like, be part of that political movement, but like Occupy Wall Street was like, no, we're not going to be part of your system of bribery. Screw that. That's part of the problem that we are against. And yeah,
John Burns asked if anybody remembered the movie "The Park Is Mine" from the 80s.
No, I do not recall that.
We're too young to remember that. All of us.
Yeah, we're all too young to remember the 80s. When my son went into high school.
Have you seen there's a meme on Facebook that circulates, I don't remember it exactly, but it's like Petit Bourgeois, is it the name of the mayor who's running for president?
Pete Buttigieg, Petit Bourgeois, yeah.
That is perfect.
Yeah. Okay. One of my friends called him Butt Chug. And so I'm officially calling him Petit Butt Chug now. That's easier to say for me than his actual name. Anyways.
That's racist against Germans. Or Norwegians. Or whatever the fuck he is.
He's a rat.
I'm sorry, I'm paying attention to... I can't do two things at once because... I can't tell you why, because I'm not tired yet. But... I'd like to ask John Burns if he could say a word or two about the movie "The Park Is Mine," because I'm curious now.
I was just Googling it. It was about a veteran played by Tommy Lee Jones taking over the park, armed takeover of Central Park, in order to remind people that veterans have it hard.
Huh.
It came out in 1986.
Oh, there we go. Okay. I know Tommy Lee Jones. Yeah.
I like Tommy Lee Jones.
See, well, maybe that was the problem with Occupy. They should have been armed.
They should have.
There's definitely that, and there's many like comrades and leftists that do arm themselves. There's the Socialist Rifle Association. That's the thing. The John Brown Gun Club is also a thing. So yeah. And Dude Snaps just mentioned that to your question, it is about Bloomberg, and there's Mike Bloomberg was sued 40 times by 62 different women, and I linked what I think is the GQ article about that in the chat.
Okay, thank you.
It's almost like when you give people power, they turn into egregious assholes, especially if they're cishet white guys.
Yeah.
I think they were assholes to begin with. Don't think you seek power if you're not one, anyways.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Even Bernie.
Yeah.
Well, Bernie is honestly, I have no love for the guy. He's just most likely to be Trump, and he actually gives a shit about sick people in your country.
Yes.
That's a very low bar, but at least.
Well, actually, Skag, not everybody in the U.S. has a gun. There are more guns than there are people, but they're mostly held by the far right.
Yeah.
It's like one person owning 20 guns kind of thing.
Yes, actually.
Which is why a lot of leftists aren't for disarming the population, because
we want to disarm the police, definitely.
You need to disarm the cops first, and then the Nazis, and then we can talk about disarming the general population.
I like the idea of that, if someone's been proven to be a domestic abuser or been tried for a crime of domestic violence, at least their rights to a gun should be restricted, as it were. So.
No, because then it might affect white guys. Middle-class white guys need to be allowed to abuse their wives and have their guns.
Yeah, that's one of the things that that big gun rights demonstration in Virginia a month or two ago about the Virginia legislature and governor's mansion going Democratic. They were worried about gun control issues, and one of them was the possibility of red flag laws, which is what you're talking about, where you can have guns temporarily or permanently taken away from people who are convicted of certain domestic violence or other violent crimes against people that they're intimately around, and also the red flag laws are mostly about people who have restraining orders against them and who have guns and might have some potential to use those guns against people, because that's exactly who uses guns against their intimate family or lovers or friends that they've threatened, is the people who have guns and threaten to use them.
I mean, 100% of mass shooters have a history of domestic violence, so
Yep. So I think, and if you have a badge easily, and you're convicted of domestic violence, that they no longer a cop. No cops who have no cops at all. Period. But a great way to reform them now, if we keep the system as is that if they get domestic violence charged against them, just leave the police force.
Yeah, but that's half of them. So
exactly, that's the problem.
And I think they should have more than 2 weeks training to be a cop. I mean, a cosmetologist needs 2 years training. Cops need 6 months. What the fuck?
Really?
Well,
yeah.
Cop training is more intensive, but yeah, you would think that they would need. Well, also though, there's I remember talking to or reading and then later confirming this with a sheriff, chief deputy or something like that, that they look at intelligence tests for entrance to the police academies, and they don't want people who are too smart, who have too high IQs.
Well, they'll just get bored. They'll get bored. They'll keep trying to find the truth.
Yeah, well, there's that. But the other thing is that a lot of times people with higher IQs think too much and their reaction time might be slower because of that. And that's seen as a bad thing by the cops. And I'm thinking that's a decent thing when your reaction time, when you pull over a black guy and you told him to reach in his back pocket for his wallet, and you shoot him because he's reaching into his back pocket. You think he's going for a gun. A little restraint might be a good thing.
We don't want people with power thinking.
Anything to do with their IQ though, but they're just racist fucks.
Yes, all those who join forces, all those who burn crosses are the same who join forces. No, all those who join forces are the same who burn crosses. Some of those who join forces are the same who burn crosses. Actually, so yeah.
I have trouble being absolute in the statement about the kind of people who become cops. I think the job.
I was thinking about those who shoot unarmed black people. It's not because they're dumb; it's because they're racist.
Yeah, well, yeah. I guess I'm being more general about it than just. Yeah, all the job. I think you've said that before too. The job makes the people bastards more than the people that necessarily all of the people going into it are bastards to begin with.
No, again, it's not an individual problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Like Dude Snap said in the chat, I just go with fuck the police since it's about the institution. Again, like we said, like the thing about like all cops are bastards and landlords being leeches or something like that. Oh, actually, a quick reminder: anarcho-pet settlers should not have like gendered words for like landowners, like landlords or landladies. Let's just call them what they are: land leeches. So. But it's about the institution. It's about like people having that kind of like power that like even if or have they are the enforcers of the state and the state's violence, that even if there are a nice person outside the uniform, there can't be a nice person while they're wearing the uniform because their job won't let them do that. It's about the police itself.
They stop being a person anyways.
When
they put on their uniform, they're not themselves anymore. They have to perform a role. That role is not pretty.
And John Burns asks, racist, even the black and Latinos cops. I agree that there's a thing about enjoying the power about racist. I mean, but I can't say that like black cops and Latinx cops are racist. I don't know.
Like racism is a thing, though. So
yes, that's very possible.
When you support a racist power structure, even if you don't necessarily, wear a hood, you're still doing racist shit. The institution is racist. The rules are racist. The purpose is racist. It's a white supremacist organization. It's meant to uphold the white supremacist patriarchal power structure. So even if they were the kindest people before they put the uniform on, once they're wearing it, the goal of the job is to do bad things.
And I agree, Phoenix. A person who is nice to you, but not to the waiter, is not a nice person. And Phoenix also brought up a point of like a black person who's totally racist, Jesse Lee Peterson. We have many examples of black people who seem to be like conservative or like anti-black. Actually, Phoenix did a whole video responding to like conservative black people.
What's his name? The Trump guy.
Ben Carson. Ben Carson.
Yeah, Trump has a black friend, so Trump isn't racist.
No, but I mean, Ben Carson, tell me that guy isn't racist. I don't care. His ethnicity is racist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, we know of trans people who are totally transphobic, like Blair White and stuff like that.
Yep.
So
and homophobic gay
there
guys.
are women who are super misogynistic and so on.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And the stereotype of the gay hating pastor who turns out to be totally gay is kind of true.
It's rising
like
over
Ted
times,
Haggard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm waiting.
The internalized shit exists.
Mm.
I'm waiting for Steve Anderson to get busted for soliciting a gay hooker.
Who?
Gay male hooker. Oh, Steve Anderson. He's a
hate preacher.
A hate preacher. He's. I don't know that his hate is specifically racist, but he hates everybody who isn't incredibly right wing.
He's like
Christian, and he
Steve's Michael Worley.
Oh, he's way to the right of Michael Worley. Michael Worley would be liberal for Steve Anderson.
I can't watch that Steve show. The Michael Worley scares the shit out of me.
Good point, Comrade Nanik. Sex workers, not hookers, please. And Comrade Nanik also said homophobia is a straight people problem that they need to deal with. I do agree with that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry.
But yeah,
I'm sorry.
That's okay, your one okay boomer moment. But you were sorry.
No. You can't say that that's my one. You can count them, but you can't say that's the only one I get because I'm going to fuck up again. I know. I also want to mention to take this. What?
That's okay to fuck up. The important thing is to want to be better. It's not to be perfect.
Yeah, I was trying to think of another word when I thought hooker, and it's just that's so ingrained in me.
Yeah.
But to take the heat off me for a moment, I'm going to talk. John Burns said, "You guys missed my Cosby Show comment. Did anybody else see that?"
I did see that, but I didn't want to comment on it.
John Burns, I know it. How do I say that? And keep being kind. We're not going to spend the show responding to your questions.
Yes, we're not going to give you all the attention.
And
this is mostly friends sitting around chatting.
We
might answer the occasional question though.
Yeah. It all depends if we're interested on it. And
I know. It just means if we miss a question, we're
not ignoring you. We're just chatting.
And I agree.
Well, I just thought it was interesting that CBS has backed off on being happy about having been Cosby's channel.
Yeah, I never watched the show, so I can't really so it was easy for me to just not watch the Cosby Show. And yeah, it's like what was I about to say? I'm getting distracted now. But okay, yeah, I agree, Phoenix. Sex workers include equal cam girls, escorts, erotic writers, fetish artists, dominatrix, as well as
sexologists and sex therapists are sex workers.
Massage people. Models.
Performers in adult films.
Yeah, anyways, there's a lot.
True.
If we try to
basically every single technology has sex work associated with it.
Yes. It's kind of like that old joke of that's And Comrade Nautica also salutes. Oh, Phoenix Rising 87 also salutes. Contact her on her Tumblr.
So the politically correct word for hooker is full service sex worker. And when I say politically correct, I mean that in the real sense of the word, not the whiny PC crowd one. We really need that correctness because everything is so politically incorrect. The world is fucked up. I'm sorry, you know that you three, but our audience might not know, but I'm really, really depressed this week. Badly. So
I'm giving you
we need
that hug.
political correctness. I don't care about what the motherfuckers say. Political correctness is good. We need it.
Yes, I agree.
That's just another term for respect. I mean,
yeah, and I have to laugh because claiming boomer privilege now. If I get okay boomered, well, fuck you, I'm going back the other way. When I was growing up, there was incredible amounts of political correctness, but it was going the entire other way. It was entirely politically correct to say racist things or sexist things, or it just wasn't even considered an issue. It was just this is how we talk. And if people got called out on it, they would look at you like you had too many heads. I don't know if there's a politically correct way of saying two heads, or maybe I'm insulting our two-headed community, but
it's bihedual.
Bihedual, okay.
No bi-eraser.
They would look at you like you were bihedual, and it would be if you went against that, you would be called up. You'd be pulled back a lot harder than people who are interested in political correctness. Respect today are pulling back. Pulling back against other people who are being politically incorrect. So I think it's funny to see these people be so upset about that.
Polite about it, I think, and I don't know. This last years, we have seen a lot of right wingers and etc. whining about how snowflakes and how thin-skinned the left is, but I mean, they lost their shit about pronouns, for fuck's sake.
Oh man,
we're just asking them to stop saying slurs, and they lose their shit, and they call us thin skin. I mean, seriously.
Hey, could you stop being like a really vile asshole? How dare you? That's racist. Calling me an asshole.
Oh God, that's right. That's the only real racism, calling out the racism that white people spout.
I'm sorry, I had to cut you off because I just saw Tom put his Pratchett hat on, and it makes me happy.
That's why I did it. I remembered that you were not feeling the very, very tip top of your best lately.
Yeah, Tom was my Valentine yesterday, by the way.
Yeah, we had a lovely date. It was great. We went out, had a beignet, and walked along the Champs-Elysees or wherever the hell it is, and that would be in Lyon, and it was great.
Can we have teleportation yet?
What?
Teleportation?
Oh, no. That would be wonderful, because I would be spending far too much time in that city in eastern France. She would send me away. It'd be horrible. I'd be sad.
No. If instant teleportation was like possible right now, I'll be like, what? Well, all my friends needs a hug, and just be like that, like gif of the person just like busting through the window, rolling over, and then emergency hug.
No, but also internet friends. I mean, how many friends do you all have that live way too far away?
Most of them.
Like
just in your country alone. I mean, like John and Jonathan, you live way too far apart.
Like 5,000 miles.
Yeah,
3,000.
You're further apart than I am with friends that are from other countries than me. Like Cornelis and Swantje from Germany, they're like 1,000 miles from me. And that's already too far away.
And you got like the train system to like at least be able to make a trip of it. Well, we don't have the trains. We just have planes.
We have good enough of trains that I could be there in 3 hours or 4.
Yeah. And yet for me, I'm able to meet like Jamie because like she happens to be in like Portland, and it's a 3-hour train ride just from Seattle, which is in the northwest, to Portland, which is south of it. And so, Conrad iPod's also in Portland. 300 miles, yeah, something like that. Have to look it up, but yeah, I have to look it up.
Than what I thought. I thought it was closer than that, but still.
It's still at least a 3-hour drive straight from Seattle to Portland, down south on I-5. At least there's a freeway that's connecting both cities.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of close friends. The person that I would want to spend more time with would be my son, and he's about an hour away, so that's not horrible. And I have a car, so that and so does he, so that is not impossible. It's not like I'm getting to the point in my life that I'm not as crazy about driving in cities as I used to be. So a transporter would be a very nice thing still. But
yeah, you have a thing against trains in your country.
Yeah, and I don't like that because I love trains. When I was a kid, we went on train travel, long train trips several times, and it was just great.
Okay, so it's about like 162 miles from Seattle, or 177 miles from Seattle to like Portland. So about that.
Oh, so that's less than what you said. A little more than what I thought.
Yeah. Dude Snap says that like my furthest friend in real life is in Japan.
Oh, that's fine. Well, I don't know where they live, but
no, I mean that's not too hard. You just drill straight down, and you're right there. It's the quickest thing in the world.
Well, except that you come out from most places in the U.S. You come out in the Indian Ocean.
Stop! Shut up, Tom. Don't bring facts into this. You can't actually drill a hole through the earth anyway. God.
But there was a movie, The Core.
But Jules Verne said that we could. And there were lakes and caverns of beauty, and it was great. I want to go. Actually, I don't even want to be buried when I die, so I guess I'm not that interested in big holes in the ground.
When I die, I want my body catapulted through one of the windows in the White House.
On fire?
No. Just full of bees.
With pestilence.
Full of wasps.
Yes.
Oh, no, let's light you on fire. With a little canister, or the big canister of wasps in the middle that bursts open through the flame, and they come, flaming wasps come out and destroy the furniture and the draperies.
Mm-hmm. Do it with a trebuchet. I always love trebuchet catapults. It's just like, look at that thing. And by having a trebuchet, you can like have a line. You can have like John. You can have like the jar of wasp or whatever, the hive. Maybe you can have it all connected by rope and then just like flung it to the White House in a video game.
Yeah.
What?
We're just talking BS.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Different
making a
ways to
movie
deal with our bodies after we die.
Well, I'm making a movie in my head about what John was talking about, and it was it's
Flinging myself through the window of the White House full of bees.
Well,
on
and the
fire.
technology to do that, and the trebuchet idea is great.
Comrade Nadia, I like the suggestion of trebuchet bigots into the sun.
Mm-hmm.
We use
I
the
don't know.
guillotine for the rich and the
You
political
know,
elites, but we
are
can
in
use
2020 and we have way more effective shit than trebuchets.
Yeah, but trebuchets
Right.
are cool.
yes.
Yeah, but imagine how heavy the counterweight would have to be, and how long the lever arm would. Oh, geez. See, I'm making another movie now, and I gotta stop making movies.
No,
let's
you never stop making movies, Tom.
Huh?
Leto, do you know the person with the YouTube name Pork Chop Espresso 7? Because they say, "Hey Leto," and me, Jonathan.
Who?
Pork Chop Express 07.
Nope.
Okay, it just
Doesn't
Hey.
sound
might
familiar, but they obviously know who you are.
or it just said, "Hey Leto."
Mm-hmm.
Well, hey.
Hey.
What's up?
Just before,
So-
just before the stream, I watched the last video of the kitten lady, and it's 5 minutes of friendship between a kitten and a piglet. And it's the cutest thing in the world. So the pork chop stuff remind me of it.
Okay, it's Pork Chop Express 07 is Derek J on Facebook, so that's why he said, "Hey Leto." That's where we know him from. Him, I think.
Who?
Derek J.
I don't know. Yeah, Derek J.
Okay. Hi.
Mm-hmm. Hi. A Facebook friend.
I have way too many Facebook friends. I still haven't cleaned it up, but
yeah, I have a lot of Facebook friends, so like some of which are in real life friends, so that's why I also say Facebook friends to them, even though they'll just like make a comment that would just be like, "Hey, listen, the overdraft fees," and okay, Derek Dre says, "See him," that's his pronouns. Cool, thank you. But I would say overdraft fees are just like taxes on the poor, or they like. One bank gets like 33 million a year just from overdraft fees. So they're taxing the poor. They're taxing the poor for not having money. A real life friend who's still a real life friend says, that's because you just gotta like read those contracts, and you just gotta like understand that that's gonna happen if you don't have money in there, and just like
it doesn't matter if you read it if you can't change it.
So it's like I think again that's going to be another real life friend. I'm just going to have like an in person or just like over the voice like chat. It's like
if we had a choice to opt out of banks. It's not possible anymore now. You have to have a bank account. There's no way around it now.
And Tengi, hello Tengi, cool comrade. He, him, I think is their pronouns. Nobody in history has gotten their freedom by appealing to the moral sense of the people oppressing them.
Sada Shakur.
Mm-hmm.
Who Cuba still will not get back.
Quote or something like that?
That was a quote.
Yeah, quote. By violent revolutionary Sada Shakur.
Nice. And David Scott has informed us that he, him, shut up, David, is his pronouns.
We know.
So shut up, David is possessive. Okay.
Motherfucker.
And Phoenix Rising is she, her, they, them, or Her Majesty. Her Majesty.
Yeah, careful, Phoenix. I'm French.
Oh.
We mentioned trebuchets.
As long as
so we got.
As long as Venus doesn't start talking about cake, I think she's all right.
I don't know. You know what? We need to royalty here.
Mm-hmm. Are you still rioting in France?
Yep.
Makes sense. Because I guess Macron still is not going to.
New normal now. That's every weekend, every Saturday they protest.
Yep.
Oh, so long as you're not doing it during working hours. That would be rude.
They're protesting now. No, because I don't know if I don't even know if you can. Well, obviously you can. I don't know. I would just do on the weekends, but that's maybe for those who can't afford to strike to be able to wait.
Yeah. Okay. So Phoenix has a reply saying, "You will get my head when you pry it from my cold dead hands." But also asks, "How about this? Free cake for all."
All the cake. Everybody gets the cake.
I mean, and if anyone's going to ask, "Oh, how are you going to pay for it?" What do you not understand about the word "free"? That's
We'll take the money from the army.
Yes, that's how we do it. Because it was
in your country, it's fairly easy. You know where the money is.
Yeah, we just most of our governments, local and national, just seem to refuse to tax the rich, or for the national, cut the military budget. They'll cut other things. And yes, David, we all know the cake is a lie. Shut up. and good point there, Jay.
1990s, though. The cake lies.
Still love that game. And good point, Pork Chop Espresso 7. Tiny flags, American flags for others. Yay! Oh, yes. I am wearing my non-binary color hoodie today.
Nice.
Have you shared the fishy-fashy bits for today, John?
Oh, I have some left over from last week.
Okay, cool.
Let's see.
It won't make it into the podcast unless you're going to record this bit and add it in. But
no,
we can still.
I don't know. I could. Nah. All right, so first up, Charlie Kirk, Turning Points USA, has a conspiracy theory.
Not allowed.
What?
I think she said she was cutting out a lot.
Yeah, I think she is cutting out a lot.
My connection in the bedroom is shit.
Okay, Charlie Kirk of Turning Points USA has a conspiracy theory tying the Iowa caucus thing to Barack Hussein Obama, the Negro-in-Chief, who is deciding the next president will be by manipulating the Iowa Shoutfest.
Oh, just a second, because we have some new listeners and new people in the live chat.
Oh, yes.
This game, Fishy Fashy Friday, is a game where John Brockman here, our incredible host, has pulled 3 different things from Twitters from fascists, and we have to guess which of the two of the which one of these is fake, which one of these that he has altered in some way, and we have to guess that.
Yes, the Fishy Fashy freakout. So the first is Charlie Kirk blaming Obama for the Iowa caucus debacle. Next up, U.S. House Representative Matt Gaetz has filed a formal ethics complaint against Nancy Pelosi for tearing up Trump's State of the Union address. He's trying to sue Nancy Pelosi for destroying government documents. And finally, white nationalist Richard Spencer thinks the best candidate for the 2020 election is Marianne Williamson.
I forgot about her. She was the woo candidate, yes.
The woo candidate, the hippie with the energy level stuff, yeah. Who dropped out months ago.
Yes.
So, Charlie Kirk blames Obama for Iowa. Matt Gaetz is filing a complaint against Pelosi, seeking legal action. And finally, Richard Spencer endorses Marianne Williamson.
Which one of those are fake, or which one of those is?
One of those is fake. The other two is real. So let's start with Jonathan.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to go with Richard Spencer endorsing Marianne Williams. That's the fake one because I can totally believe the other two are real.
All right. And Tom.
I have trouble accepting the Richard Spencer one because the other two are so real. I mean, it's so easy to believe. There's got to be, knowing John, he's figured out something. He's twisted something, because I know Kirk would, do that, would say Obama, blame Obama for anything, but that's universal, all white and Republicans would blame Obama for everything. What was the second one again?
That was
Matt Gaetz. Matt Gaetz. I know that Trump has said that it was illegal for Pelosi to tear up the speech, and Gaetz tends to be Trump's errand boy in the Congress, so I can see him doing that. But I can't really see Spencer endorsing, Williamson. So obviously that can't be it. I'm temporizing here because I'm trying to figure out where the iocane powder is in which drink. I'm pretty sure. And what I'm afraid of, what's going to happen is that they're all three fake, and he's it doesn't matter which cup I pick, I'm going to die anyway.
No, he's not allowed to do that.
So
you haven't built up your immunity to iocane powder? What's wrong with you, Tom?
I've been meaning to do it. I forgot.
There's a lot of things.
Anyway, I'm gonna go with Marianne Williamson just because I want to get this over with.
All right, 2 votes for Spencer and Marianne Williamson. Julie?
3. I agree with them.
Okay, so all 3 of you think.
And a lot of people in the chat has also said is number 3. Dude Snaps, Pork Chops, and Comrade Naga, they all agree that Richard Spencer endorsing Marianne Williamson's gotta be a fake story. So?
All right. So you all agree that Matt Gaetz would file an ethics complaint against Nancy Pelosi. And you're correct. Matt Gaetz would do that, a.k.a. the United States Top Secret Reserve of Floorwood has filed an ethics complaint against Nancy Pelosi for tearing up Trump's State of the Union. Okay. Now, there is a law that says you're not allowed to destroy government documents. But the only way Pelosi was guilty of violating that law is if it were illegal to go on any public server, print up a legal complaint, and tear up your copy of that complaint. That's not what the law is about. You're not allowed to destroy the original or only copy of a legal document. Matt Gaetz is, in fact, as stupid as his face looks.
It was a bit ableist, but yeah.
You all also agreed that Charlie Kirk of Turning Point USA would blame Obama for the Iowa caucus thing. In fact, Face McGee said that the Iowa caucus debacle was caused by the winner of the 2016 election, the rightful president of the United States, by the grace of God, the one from whom all good things descend and who fends off all things bad. Okay, his actual tweet was, reports are claiming the delay in the Iowa caucus is being caused by glitches and irregularities in a new voting app being used for the first time this year. Who helped develop the app? Robbie Mook, Hillary Clinton's former campaign manager. What is going on in Iowa? So no, Charlie Kirk's conspiracy is that Hillary Clinton is somehow fucking up Iowa. He did not blame Obama, the Negro in chief.
Why does that man exist?
Because the oil tycoon is paying him a lot of money to spread like far right propaganda.
Face. He's the guy with the face way too small for his head, right?
He's also bad. He's also bad at his job because he wanted to own the libs by dressing up in a full adult diaper and acting like a baby. Everyone just
right. Oh my god.
That was Charlie Kirk. Yes.
I'm honestly convinced the dude's a psychopath or antisocial personality disorder. The way he started screaming.
On the computer because I have way too many cuts. I missed half of what you're saying. So I'll be back in a few minutes.
All right.
Okay. So Richard Spencer.
So Richard Spencer really does think that Marianne Williamson is the best. Okay. Yes, this is weird. Neo-Nazi Spencer thinks the Gwyneth Paltrow of politics is good. Quote.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Quote, Marianne Williamson got heat for being mystical. Most of what she says is actually substantive. Buttigieg is the true candidate of magical Americanism. And he retweeted Williamson. Regardless of who the candidate is, the 2020 election will not just be a political contest. It will be psychological, emotional, and spiritual. Trump plays all those chords, and so will we if we want to win. And he just kept retweeting her over and over and over again. It's like his feed was full of Marianne Williamson last week.
Wait, is he claiming to be a Democrat now?
No, here's another tweet from Spencer to give you an idea of what kind of person he still is. I wish Rush Limbaugh the best, but let's remember what he and other conservatives represent. They race-baited, they talked tough on immigration, limiting government, and winning the culture war. Ultimately, the only positions that won out were tax cuts, Zionism, and war. So, just be aware, what he's criticizing Limbaugh there for is not going hard enough on black people.
Yeah.
Immigration and limiting government.
Yeah, exactly. And now people do honestly believe, I heard this from a conservative coworker, that and Richard Spencer says that hey, my policies are very similar to Bernie Sanders because I want healthcare for all. I've heard this that that's what the Nazis had. The Nazis had some left-wing policies of healthcare for all, and again an ANCAP, capitalist.
It wasn't. It was healthcare for Germans.
Yeah,
exactly.
They were perfectly happy to give lots and lots of free doses of Zyklon B to the Jews, I guess, and that was developed by a pharmaceutical company, so maybe it tracks. I don't know. God.
Well, they just use it to kill. The company that... Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead, John.
Go ahead. Oh, okay. Well, also the company that produced the gas that was used in those terrible death camps, Auschwitz,
it's still around
like that. It's still around today. So yeah, sorry about that. People have content warning for Holocaust remembrance. Always remember.
The Nazis were, and now Julie has two
on her phone. And on the computer.
Oh,
yes.
But she's twice as good. How can we possibly stand the awesome?
I cut the phone thing.
Oh, you probably just turn it off, but you didn't close the app or leave the meeting on the app.
Oh, fuck it.
I can go ahead.
No, that's okay.
Now you're going.
Okay.
That matters.
Thank you.
Well, it kind of maybe for aesthetics.
I sort of enjoyed having two of you.
Oh.
Yes, having two.
Sorry
of you.
for the
Well, no.
Sorry for the location dance, but
that's
more for to love.
More to love. That's right. This is an interesting thing that happened this earlier this week because it was on an old thread. And sometimes I wonder, why do people just reply to old threads of mine? Because someone did say to me, hey, just because someone disagrees with a non-binary identity doesn't mean they can't be humanely kind to non-binary people. And I said, okay, then that's like saying disagree that your name is Zach. No, you look like a Sam to me, but I'm Zach. No, I disagree. You're a Sam.
And then there's the people who insist that things like guys and dudes Those terms are totally gender neutral. No, they're not. How many guys did you have sex with? How many dudes have you fucked? I'm pretty sure they changed their tune pretty quick.
Mm-hmm. So what else has happened? Anything other topics that you like bringing up to talk about?
No, I want to talk about cats.
Cats is a good topic.
She's been harassing me about letting Sasha play with me. She's totally against Sasha being playful. She wants me to stifle Sasha's creativity.
Have you watched the video I sent you?
I have, yeah. I'm supposed to be playing with him with other things.
Tell me it's not the cutest video
it is
you have
adorable.
Seen.
I still feel attacked.
Look, if you want to use your hand as prey with your cat, it's your problem.
But yeah, it is actually getting kind of annoying because he will not stop attacking me when I'm in the bathroom, whether I'm showering, shaving, or shitting. He's constantly slicing up my ankles.
Well, yeah.
I agree, Phoenix. That is very funny. That's the funniest of like War Corpse who just screams at me, "I'm a girl with a vagina." Oh, is that screams at you, or is that him screaming, "I'm a girl with a vagina"? Either way, so War Corpse 666, Lord of Patriarchy.
Vaginas are the common thread between the war corpses and turfs.
Yeah,
that's funny. That they are. What the fuck do they? I don't know. They have a thing with vaginas that
they're scared of them. They're convinced that they actually do look like that geode cake. That they have teeth.
You shared that on Facebook. That was like funny.
That the whole thread is really funny, but I mean it. If your vagina looks like that, go see a gynecologist because it shouldn't.
Yeah, I've seen people. Dudes outside do agree. I've seen people who tried to use man as gender neutral, and it's just like, yeah. I can sometimes like I have to remember that too. Just like how maybe some people do see it as gender neutral, but it's like if people don't, and then I have to respect that and like use different words like folks or critters,
minions, vermin.
That's why I like calling people babes and sweeties and
yeah,
it's
omni-useful.
Yeah,
multi-purpose.
It's gender neutral and it's nice.
Yes.
Because I mean, motherfucker is gender neutral too, but it's not so nice.
Yes, and yeah, and I can, and sometimes my friends can overthink that and think of like, yeah, guys, gals, and then be pals. That's always good to say.
I sometimes use guys as a gender neutral, but if someone asks me not to, I don't. It's not difficult.
Exactly.
No, that's the hardest. You have no idea
what people ask. I mean, there's no. I don't care. I can survive without using guys as a gender neutral.
That's why I tend to use folks.
Yeah, and
peeps. Yep.
You can say peeps because you're young. I gotta say folks because I'm
anthropoi. I think that's the plural of anthropos, which means just person in Greek. Anthropoi. And now, if you look at the YouTube thing, it's finally showed up. I've shared the vagina cake.
The vagina cake, the
It's
geo
not
cake?
a fucking vagina. I mean, people who see a vagina as have issues. I'm sorry, but
Well, it's narrow at either end, it's wider in the middle, and it's pink.
But that is
it's
And
full of
that's his
fucking
vulva.
crystals.
Ooh,
well,
yeah,
excuse me for having a
that's-
rock monster fetish. Okay, I mean, just...
Oh boy.
Is
Yeah, David, peasants is gender neutral. I like
Mhm.
it too.
peons,
Mm.
burgers.
Mortals.
Comrades.
Mortals is
Mhm.
gender neutral.
In English, anyway. All these nouns would be totally gendered in like French and Spanish.
Yeah, but everything is gendered in French. So, like, my chair is gendered in French.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's gender
She's a
neutral
girl,
in German?
actually. What?
In German, girl is gender neutral.
Yes.
So we should just start calling everybody girls.
That's a good point,
Mädchen?
Phoenix.
Very good point,
Mädchen?
Phoenix. Mädchen.
Frau?
Yeah. No,
Oh.
Mädchen. Frau is feminine, but Mädchen is neutral. Das Mädchen.
But I thought it would. Okay, because I thought it was die Mädchen.
No, die Mädchen would be the plural.
Oh, so when there are
Okay.
more girls, that's when it becomes masculine, right?
Well,
No.
that must be why I like it.
It becomes
I
plural.
prefer that.
But it's just that plural is the
Like
same
more
as
girls.
feminine. So
Oh,
Mhm.
okay. That's a good point, Phoenix. Yeah, like not all vaginas are pink.
yes.
John Burns, calling women girls is delicate.
And
if
ladies.
you see them
yeah.
referring to themselves as girls, it's okay. But I'd say no in general, because a girl is what, under 12.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Calling women girls is kind of patronizing, I feel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Ladies is fine.
Generally
Yes.
fine.
I've had.
But
I
then
had
you
to,
get
I,
the trilby fuckers who will insist on calling you my lady.
Mm.
Yeah, that's yeah.
I had to break myself of using girls as a all-purpose female, all-age female term.
Yeah, in general, if you wouldn't use the word boy for a man, don't use girl for a woman.
That's a good
Is-
point. That
is the
But we
rule.
would use boy for a man if that man is black and we're being racist.
Yeah.
Or
Mhm.
you're talking about your friends,
Mhm.
my boys,
Yep.
or you're
Yeah,
nuts.
but in that case, girls would be okay too, is
Yep.
what I mean.
Yep.
In general, if you're not sure about something about women, if you wouldn't do it for men, don't do it for women. And if you do it with men, you can do it with women.
I
So
agree,
you
Comrade
see-
Donovan.
I think that there can be
Being
exceptions
totally
to
gay and
that.
having sex with dudes means you can be totally gay and have sex with women. Julie just said so.
Yeah.
And good point, Comrade Nautica, because like every time people say females, I get Frankie images
Yeah,
in my
no,
head.
females is a big no-no.
Yep. So females is right out, and you do sound that's worse, femoids, but that's because they're fucking incels.
Mhm.
Especially since in French, female is, you don't refer to people as male or female. It's very biological. Like scientific in a sense. You refer to females and males for animals who don't have a gender.
Mm.
That we
Female
know
and
of.
male isn't a gender in my language. It's sex. It's biology. You know what I mean? It's very insulting to use it to talk about people. Well, men like, I guess, to be referred as males because they feel like it enhances their masculinity to be talked about like a bull, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Women don't like to be referred to as females, that's for sure.
And that's right. And Conrad Naga, trans women are biological females.
Well, especially with it's especially true with your language. It's always true, but especially in English, because you use it as an adjective for gender and not just for strictly biology. It's your language is weird on that front, and the word, because of that, the word female really creeps me out a lot. Yeah, Mylene, Le Mal is a perfume by Jean-Paul Gaultier, which is
What's this man?
Which
the
is
fact that
supposed to
women
be
still want to sleep with men
very
is proof
virile.
virile.
Virile?
Does that word exist in your language?
Mm-hmm.
Virile?
Yeah.
Yes.
Virile?
Virile.
Virile, yeah.
Very masculine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't. I'm gonna go with Conrad Naga. Women robots are women robots.
Robots don't have genders. They're robots.
They could have gender if they want. Bender was a dude.
I don't. Gender is a very human concept.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it reminds me of, I don't know, it's just tangentially related, but that's the reason I hate when vegans refer to breeding in animals as rape. It's not like males ask for consent. Rape is a human concept. So yeah. I'm always a little iffy about assigning very human concepts to animals or inanimate objects. Because
good point.
We know that animals can suffer emotional and psychological trauma from things, but that doesn't mean they suffer it in the same way and from the same causes as we do. They're not human. They have different minds insofar as they do have minds.
And good point, Conrad Nautica. The Transformers have genders. The IDW Transformers.
Yes, Comrade Nautica. Take your meds, babe.
Oh, take your meds, people.
Mm-hmm.
I have take mine.
At first, Julie, I thought that was a response to Nautica talking about the Transformers, and I thought you were just being super dismissive. Then I saw the next comment.
So John's live chat.
Oh, that was a cold burn. But no.
Oh, okay. Phoenix has said that like a privileged vegan has a video miniseries about how the gender binary hurts animals. Okay. And what was the other point?
The gender binary hurts every living being on the planet. It's it's a stupid concept.
It doesn't exist anyway. There's not a binary on gender anyway.
It's a bimodal distribution. People can lie outside of it. It's fine.
Sex is a bimodal distribution. Gender is made up.
Yes.
So, sex is made up too. I mean, they chose random criteria and decided that people were different based on that. So, okay. But yeah, it's like John said, it's bimodal, doesn't mean it's binary. It's not the same thing.
Right.
It's like saying they are just people with brown eyes and blue eyes, and that people with green eyes actually don't exist.
Hey, wait a minute. Fuck you. Who says that? Who says that? I'm going to get my weapon and go out and...
No one says that, but it's the same.
Another bimodal distribution is height. Men tend to be taller than women. Therefore, all men are taller than all women. That's just the way it works. That's the difference between bimodal and binary.
and tall, because of that bullshit, tall women have a hard time finding partners, and small men have a hard time finding partners too. Because
but I saw something on Reddit the other day. Tall women showing off their short men.
I think I agree with you, Conrad. Now, I guess sex is not a
I
binary.
agree too, but to an extent. What I mean is, sex dysmorphia is a thing. It exists in all species. Well, not all species, but in a lot of species.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, testosterone is an actual thing. Gonads are an actual thing. You know what I mean? They're not made up. They exist. They were chosen arbitrarily. That's in that sense that I agree with Comrade Nautica. But I don't think it's the same thing than gender that is completely made up. It doesn't exist. Well, it exists because we created it. Is what you know what I mean? Or
yes, is our perceptions of what caused them to exist in a way. Yes, it's kind of like how it's like that's kind of postmodern thing. And now to Derek J's question about like gingers do exist. And if you have met a red-haired person, a ginger, that's 2% of the world's population. So if you met a ginger, and the 2% is also the same percentage population of trans people. So if you met a gender person, you have also met an intersex person, chances are, and you met a trans person, chances are.
Oh no, I agree, Comrade Nautica. I 100% agree. My point about gender is that it doesn't. It's completely made up. There's no. I'm looking for
there's
a word.
No module for gender in the brain.
Yeah, and there's no. That's not what I mean. No? There's not something tangible that exists in the world that would say that, I don't know, women like pink. Like,
yeah,
that it's completely made up. There's absolutely no basis in reality, is what I mean.
It's like a lot of
do I make sense? Or
I think so. There's no physical thing giving rise to gender.
Anyways, I wasn't disagreeing with you, Comrade Nautica. Yeah. I was just being a nitpicky bitch.
Something good that happened this week. Even though you might not, some of you've probably heard, Canada is being terrible to its indigenous people still.
Oh, yes.
But the good thing that happened is that supporters of the Wet'suwet'en, the indigenous people who are basically being brutalized into having a pipeline put across their land, but supporters of the Wet'suwet'en blocked the rails. So like pretty much all rail traffic in Canada shut down.
Oh, yeah. And that's like a lot of solidarity, too, because it's not just like that one tribe. A lot of other indigenous people and a lot of allies of indigenous people, accomplices of indigenous people join into this protest to stop that. Yeah.
Oh, God, I forgot my water bottle in the bedroom. Oh, I'm back. I'll be back.
No, here, I'll shake some water at you over the internet and you'll get the homeopathic thing. No? Oh, she's already gone.
It's fine. It's fine. Again, we don't have the teleporters yet, so we can't just like teleport water to like her room from where we are. But also, and yeah, Derek J, fuck Canada, because like I posted this in my Facebook. It's like, hey, if you thought about like what would you do during like slavery or the Holocaust or the civil rights, well, it's happening now. And I get a comment from someone, and that, oh, I'm in Canada. I'm in Canada, so I'm like resolve all the horrible things that happen in the world. It's like, what about what's happening in your country? The indigenous people, the black people. Have you asked any of them? Because they'll tell you. Said like, oh yeah, no, we're treated like shit. Continue with story.
And I'm back. Sorry for that. Oh my God.
Welcome back. And I'm gonna have to be going away.
You're olding your way out?
Well, I'm going to have to think of a new catchphrase, because at this point, it's mostly the way I'm sitting or the way my chair is or something. My right leg keeps cramping up and sort of falling asleep and being horrible. And I'm at the point where I really need to do something other than sit here. And if I had a lavalier mic, I'd probably just walk around and keep talking, but I don't, so I won't. In fact, I maybe should look that up on Amazon and see if I can get me one for another time if I have to keep doing this, because I really don't want to leave now, but I really do want to leave for that other reason. So
Tom,
anyway,
you are allowed to have a life. So,
but I want to have this life for a little while longer. But my leg is telling me if I'm
yeah, you
to
need
fall
to move.
off.
I get it.
Lavalier mics are about $20 on Amazon.
Okay.
Don't know if it's a good lav mic, but
I've seen
well,
YouTubers.
Does it matter? I don't have anything much to say. So, well, anyway, I'm.
No, we welcome your contributions to like the show, and now I'll let you say goodbye.
Fuck you to those who need to be told that.
Consensually, with consent.
Consensually, fuck you to the people who need and want to be told that. Goodbye to the rest of you, and I hope that everybody has a good time, except I don't know, maybe not John. So talk to you later. Bye.
Bye, Tom.
Bye, Tom. I'm even too depressed to tell him to fuck off. Oh, that sucks.
That's okay. So, John, have you finished the story about the pipeline thing?
Oh yeah, it was just that they shut down traffic. They shut down rail traffic, like across all of Canada, and obviously a lot of Canadians were pissed about that because it meant that their deliveries were later and they didn't get to go to Toronto, I guess. But a lot of people I saw in my various feeds were all in favor of it.
Yeah. Because that's another thing. It's just like with like our either our activism or for the revolution, we got to include all marginalized people into the group, including Indigenous and First Nations people. Because if we exclude them, then we'll be colonialists. So, a lot of us got to like decolonize our minds, some more than others though. And so, yeah, we got, it's one of those colonialism is another one of those like system of like coercive oppression and unjustifiable hierarchies we got to like dismantle. And so, as I say in the chat and it's expressing in the comment right now, like, there's only so much that like some of us can do. There's a lot of people that only have so much spoons to do things. So don't feel too bad that like there isn't more you can do. You just do what you can, and as long as you're like. And it's okay to also like, take time away and perform self-care, because self-care is also revolutionary. So. But like I said in the live chat, I get that feeling all the times. Like, I wish I could be doing more. I wish I could be doing more. I wish I need to do some like actual anarchist, like direct action activism to actually call myself an anarchist.
You're doing
taking care of yourself is a way to
fight.
Punching Nazis is a way to
Jonathan.
fight. Bombing oil pipelines is a way to fight. These are all valid.
Yep.
But and doing stupid podcasts with your friends work too.
Yeah, that's work too. Because like it's okay to also just provide entertainment for someone, just like stream the game. Because like sometimes this was said in the movie Pride from 2014, excellent movie about the gays and lesbians in supporting the miners in the 1984 miner strikes in like UK and Wales. Mark, the reader of it, who was not allowed to call himself communist in the movie. They cut that out of the movie for the American audience.
But
God. He said in the movie,
yeah. Are you going to ruin everything? As the country, I mean.
Yes, we will.
That's our track record.
Seriously, I had... Yeah, the Red Scare was so big, and it's like I had a conversation with my coworker about that too. He's like, "It won't work because of Russia," and yeah. So, in the movie Pride, Mark said, "You can't give 100." Like I said in the live chat, you can't give 100% of yourself to the cause. You must leave a little bit of yourself at home, because also there is that problem of burnout as well.
Mm-hmm.
If you're burnt out and you can't do and if you burn out and like need to like take time away from the cause, then you're not as good if you're not fresh as well. So time away is always okay.
Also, making peace with one's uselessness is very positive.
Mm-hmm.
We really have to. I mean, sometimes I see people being like, yeah, depressed people aren't weak, or disabled people aren't weak. Yes, we are, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
We have to make peace. We have to well decolonize our minds from capitalism. We don't have to be, we're not tools. We don't have to have a use.
Mm-hmm.
I know I repeat that often, but it's very important.
Mm-hmm.
It's something we have to assimilate. Sometimes we are useless, and that's okay. That we are
Yes.
people.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not because you can't do something that you can't be of help to someone by, I don't know, just listening, for example. And
And actually,
that's more valuable than a lot of quote unquote direct action.
true.
Mm-hmm.
I feel.
I mean,
Well, more valuable, as valuable anyway.
right. And I do remind myself, like, and Phoenix, like I mentioned in the chat, I do a lot already for like my disabled
Yeah,
comrades,
that's
Phoenix and
you do
Joanna.
really a lot.
Mm-hmm. So,
Jonathan is everywhere, pulling the strings, making the world anarchist.
I am well. I can't make everyone anarchist. I know that.
I said making the world anarchist, but yeah.
Oh, the making world anarchist. I am the left's answer to the Scarlet Pimpernel as well, as you mentioned when I first joined it, and it's been over a year since I joined the podcast too. But like speaking.
No, I'm sorry. I'm reading the chat, and John Burns just said something very fucked up.
The nukes?
Yes. Why do you want to blow up Iranians? I mean, or Saudi Arabians, for that matter. The people are not responsible for the fucked upness of their government.
Exactly.
Just like you Americans aren't responsible for what your government does. That's fucked up.
Yeah, same with the Russians. We are against the Russian government, not the Russian people. Which is why also we're anarchists and we want to get rid of governments, the institution of the state.
The Chinese complaints about Red Dawn weren't from the people; they were from the government. So
yes,
again, that's we have to be careful not to confuse those two, because it's very easy to do so, to confuse those two, but.
Yep. The Chinese government is authoritarian bullshit.
Where are 90% of all the wars located through our history? In Europe.
Mm-hmm.
That's where most of the wars have taken place. Like my country, for instance, I've seen, I think, 99% of the wars of history.
I think that all the wars have been fought where the people are.
Yeah.
And
all the rich, powerful.
I know you were expecting the Middle East to be the response here, but the conflict in the Middle East is very young.
Yes.
The wars taking place there are very it's not a lot compared to human history, and it's the responsible for that is the West, not the Middle East.
We literally drew lines in the sand in that area of the world as well as Africa. We literally drew lines in the sand and not even asked the people there.
We gave a territory to the Jews that weren't ours to give, that was already occupied.
Yeah.
The Greeks are European; they are not Middle Eastern.
And so you can say that the Greeks started it as well because, and where they are, Europe. So not just because the battlefields weren't on Europe itself doesn't mean that like the Star Wars didn't like start there. So yeah, and Deuce that's made a good point about like the nuclear weapons things. It is a way to fend off imperialists because yeah, we often just strike all those other places without nuclear weapons because we can. We're boys like that. Or if we don't, we back coups for their like presidents, like we did in Bolivia in recent history, like this past year. And so, and
no, John, if there was no oil, the wars wouldn't stop because honestly, you're a grown-ass man. I don't have to explain this to you. You're smart. You are trying to make an argument here, but you know it's bullshit.
He does this on my Facebook post and like Joanna's Facebook post as well. So, but change the subject back to like the earlier conversation of like what you were saying about how we all don't need to have a use. I'm going to post into the live chat Comrade Nautica's playlist.
Yeah, that's something that's especially important for disabled people, but it's useful to know to able to. You don't need to be. You're not tools. You don't need to have a use.
Okay, that's the wrong link. That was the most recent. I wanted to like give the link to the whole playlist, but
I'm sorry. I'm going to do something, but John Burns, you're being a pain in the ass. So
Israel is in the Middle East because that's
he's
where
on timeout. He's on timeout. He's going to go calm for
5
minutes.
Little
while, and I'm not Steve. Yes. I'm not going to suck your dick, John. No matter how much I am grateful for you helping my friends, I don't have the patience for that right now. Sorry.
Yes. So yes, John, you're in a timeout, so you can still watch, but you have to wait 5 minutes in order to like post anything again. Because sorry, John, you just have to change your way of thinking.
And also you take all the space in the chat right now, and you're not alone. And yeah.
Then again, in other chats, I have also taken up a lot of space with the charity links, but that's me being like
that's charity links. That's you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's fine. So the second link I posted is a link to like Comrade Nautica's the Grand Adventure of Givenrood. It's a series of like streams that like and let's plays that like Comrade Nautica does of Final Fantasy 11 the first Final Fantasy MMO, and that's one of her like goals for that to show that like each people have their own inherent use, including NPCs in the game of Final Fantasy 11. And she's going to do another one also later today, about 4 hours from now, which will be like at night for you.
That's cool. But my point was literally that you don't need to have a use. Sometimes you're useless, and that's fine. That really, that's fine.
Yeah, absolutely. Positively. Definitely. Capitalism demands use, not socialism.
No, okay. That's the next week, not later today. Okay.
I don't know. I feel like we need to really tone down on. There's a lot of internalized ableism too. In that we insist on saying you're not being weak when blah blah blah. Yes, sometimes we are. That's fucking okay. And I think it's more important to remind people of that than to say XY isn't being weak. Sometimes it is, and that's fine.
Because like by saying it that like no, they are weak, but that is fine, highlights how sometimes people just need care.
Yeah, and I mean weakness is an ubiquitous word. It means a lot of things, and it can mean you are physically weak, and framing weakness as a negative is a very misogynistic thing to do. First, because women are considered weaker than men physically. It's homophobic. It's ableist. Weakness is fine.
Yeah.
That's something we need to remove from a mindset that weakness is a weakness. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Weakness isn't a weakness, or weakness is fine.
Yes, it's fine.
Yeah, man. If I say that to my coworker, that'll be another like line that he's just going to laugh out loud.
Yes, but he can laugh, but try to engage him to try to make an argument. Why children are weak? Are children inherently bad?
Yes.
Well, yes. Okay, but no. Fuck you, Comrade Nautica.
Okay, again, if you have a problem with the word that we constantly use, like valid or comrade, then what word should we also use? But I know everyone's in good fun. This is all in good
joking.
Fun. Of course.
No, but as much as I dislike Thought Slime now, when they came out as non-binary, everyone in the comments was like, you're valid, and they were very pissed at that.
I think actually Thought Slime still use he him though, but I don't know.
Yeah, when I'm not sure, I
use fine.
Yeah. I'm jealous that your language actually has a neutral pronoun, so I use it every opportunity I have.
Valid use, dude.
And I got what he was saying about that. I don't know, especially in my language, valid is the word for abled.
And he's from Canada, which is also very French, so that's probably what it is. You two have a lot in common, I think. Yeah.
Oh God.
He
except I don't suck Peter Coffin's dick.
Right, you're not friends with that. You're not friends with that like cunty beardo. Yes. Corpse box. Yeah. Oh, Peter Coffin, Falcon the Hero from Game Ranks.
Don't take legal advice from a podcast.
Yes.
That's all in reference into like the show 2 weeks ago.
But anyways, I don't like the word comrade either. But like we were saying, just because I don't like a word doesn't mean people should stop using it. But I'm still going to say when I don't like a word, and you're still going to go on and use it because you do. It's okay.
Okay.
See, when we see agree to disagree, that's one of the things where it's actually valid. Yes. Words are something we can agree to disagree. Putin is from Quebec. John Burns is not from France.
Yes, that's right.
And people from Quebec are Quebecois. They're not French. Don't tell them they're French. Oh my God, they're going to eat you alive.
John Burns is from Canada, so.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So they will eat you alive.
I forget what John. Are you from Saskatchewan or Alberta? One of those two. Because like if Saskatchewan, that's like close to where Corey Johnson is, and he's in like that province.
Oh, talking about Corey, I saw you're friends with him now, John.
Which John?
You.
I've been friends. I've been friends with Corey Johnson for a long time, actually.
No, you I know, but John, I just saw you.
Friends on Facebook. I mean,
like yesterday, well, the day before, I don't know. I saw you reacting to one of his posts, and you acted like you didn't know who he was, so you were just fucking with me.
I don't really know who he is. I sometimes just go on friending sprees on Facebook, and I guess he was just one of the people who got caught up in that net.
Hey, here's a recommendation. So many of your mutuals are friends with Corey Johnson.
Well, Corey Johnson is cool as fuck. So.
Yeah. Corey Johnson is also we'll listen to like if we say hey, just to let you know and blah blah blah. I was like, oh okay.
Well, he's a
really nice too. Yes, exactly.
And yes, he's nice to a fault.
Yeah, because like I've been going back to the old like podcast he does, and the old hardcore skeptic like podcast. He was tending to like the issue of social justice and to listen to also people who are anti-social justice. He did say eventually that like I'm going to stop listening to those people and like talking to those people and just like
he's become more radicalized with the years, and
that's good.
He likes to mock Lisa, which is a member of his team, because she likes what's his name?
Sam Harris.
Yes.
At the rest of the people of we're talking about the Brainstorm podcast, excellent podcast to listen to. They also mock Lisa for liking Sam Harris, but they also do generally talk about like they like a rectangle or round table.
That podcast is really good. If you like, they're not. Well, Corey himself is an anarchist, and I think Dave, which is another member of the team, is an anarchist. But I think they're more like left liberals in some. So they're not as radicalized as we are politically, but their podcast is really fun to listen to. They're a really good team. They're funny. They're I don't know. It's a good podcast to listen to. There are no recent ones because they are on pause.
Right.
They're on a break.
I think they're back from the break, but like that's only like that one podcast where we're back, and is that they done recently. But yeah, they went on a like an 8-month break. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know that Korea has time.
Well, yes.
I don't know. He hasn't come back to me yet about when he can come on the podcast, but we'll see.
Yeah. I think either in our Google Doc of things to talk about, I'll just make a list of like, hey, people that we want to come on and have the two categories of the comrades or the
I have already invited him, so he's not. He's an anarchist, so we don't have to ask him questions in advance. So that's okay.
Yeah, exactly. We'll have they have the columns of the people who are anarchists and are cool and also would love to talk to, like Christiosity as well in that list. And then people that like will be willing and open to like ask questions about anarchists. And that's where Steve Shots will be. Yes.
Yeah, Steve is I contacted him and he said it's just a matter to know when to come. I don't know if he has time these days, so he'll let you know when he is available anyways. Yeah, those Trek comics are very funny.
I should really read them because, like, I do like Steve Shice's humor a lot from Stephen Stuffy and the Whirlpool. So yeah, and I I like this Star Trek a lot. I need to rewatch it as much because, like, Steve Shives' next video essay is going to be why conservatives love Star Trek, and that got me thinking because others have mentioned, hey, Renegade Cunt already did this video about like Rick Berman's Star Trek, and it's like, oh yeah, that's where probably a lot of conservatives like Star Trek because there was no gay people on Star Trek until Discovery. Pretty much.
That was sorry, I'm reading the chat, but that was before the intellectual dark web. I don't know where she stands on Harris right now.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So there's a portrait. Lisa was just a Sam Harris fan before this.
I think
stuff,
she mostly likes his voice too. So
yes, that's good. That Picard is pretty good because like Patrick Stewart is just like a great talent and is always a gift to the world. And so
I just watched the pilot for now. I really liked it, so I'm waiting for it to be more episodes for binging because I'm a binging bitch.
Yes.
So that's why I haven't watched Doctor Who yet. I'm waiting for all the season to be out so I can binge it. 10 episodes isn't a lot, so I don't want to wait.
Yes.
So I'd rather wait until they are all out and.
And yes, John Burns, I did see that like Jerry Ryan commented on Twitter about Steve's latest 7 and 9 video, which I thought was a good video. And
Jerry Ryan commented on it.
Yeah. Senpai noticed Steve Shives.
Yeah, Steve said he's going to be insufferable about that.
And he has every right to.
Yeah.
It's just like, and sometimes when
she's cool as fuck, so
yes,
yeah, be insufferable about that. Away, go for it.
I mean, it's like when Steve Shives and Nisa Keeson finally got together and be like, because Nisa Keeson's like, Steve, apparently we're friends, and I don't know who you are. Hello, what are you on about? It's like, because I'm for feminism, I'm an atheist, and I love Star Trek, but I'm critical of it. It's like, oh, really? Would you like to come on my podcast? Oh, I would love to, and yes. So yeah, and hello, Sophia. Good
Hi,
evening.
Sophia.
Don't worry about being late. We just like sitting here chatting and talking.
She's not worrying about being late, though.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And
no, it's the way she spelled evening. Clearly she is.
She's from Europe.
Yeah.
She's in the same time zone as I am, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so I remember now. Yes, I totally understand. Like waiting for like all of the show to be out so that you can binge it. Because my oldest brother was like watching anime from BitTorrent as it released next week. He had to stop doing it for some shows because the shows would always end in cliffhangers. So,
oh yeah, no! I hate it. So I'd rather have everything out because waiting for a week to see the following the
next episode,
the sequel,
to be continued, the second part.
Anyways, it is I'm not a patient girl, if you hadn't noticed.
Yeah, exactly. And Sophia likes my no beard look.
Everyone likes your no beard look.
They probably will just like don't like it when I grow it back if I do eventually do. But I don't know if I do decide to grow it back. I don't know what the facial hair arrangement to have it as.
Facial hair arrangement.
Because sometimes I'd be like, well, okay, so in a couple of months it'll be like Sakura Khan, so I'll go as Jigen. So then I'll intentionally grow the chin strap, and I can't grow the chin strap. I have done mutton chops. I have done a arch. I've done just the mustache detach. I have done I think I have done sideburns. It's just not that impressive. I also done the Amish, where it's just like is just literally this part that is bearded.
Yeah, no, that's the neck beard.
Yes, exactly.
In my opinion, if you have a beard, you should have a mustache too. But
yeah.
And if you have a mustache, you should have a beard. I'm against mustaches. Unless you are Freddie Mercury, you don't have just the mustache. It's
What about Tom Selleck? Freddie Mercury is fine. Freddie Mercury is definitely a good mustache.
Yeah, he doesn't look like a dad with a mustache. Tom Selleck still does look like a dad.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense. Yeah,
the mustache isn't a youthful look, and not a whole lot of men can pull it off. Let's just say the only men I've seen who can rock just a mustache are Freddie Mercury and oh shit,
Tom Selleck.
I brain farted his name. The singer of Faith No More, Mike Patton.
Oh!
Because that man is hot as fuck and he rocks everything.
Damn, I know I have not seen Michael Patton with a mustache. I have to look this up because they love Faith No More as a band, though.
Yeah, my friend Mylene and I actually saw them in concert a few years ago. They made a comeback concert in a festival in France, and we went just for that because I didn't think I could see Faith No More in concert in my lifetime. So, Faith No More is my favorite band ever. By the way, I don't know if you know that.
It's a lot. I did not know that, so that's cool. It's a lot of people's favorite band as well. So yeah.
And yeah, that concert was cool. That was really cool. Yeah, that was. And yeah. Also, yeah, musically, I'm really, well, these days I'm obsessed with Billie Eilish, but that's an outliner in my musical tastes. Let's say, I'm an 80s bitch.
So if I do,
I like Faith No More and goth and new wave. So, and when I say goth, I mean classical goth, not emo thing.
Oh, okay. I have no problems with emo. I used to be kind of like the dude broies. I was like, oh, it's emo. It like sucks, but it's just like, but people have like they kind of like said, hey, for like a band or artists to like actually express their emotions that people are dealing with, especially emotions that like kids in middle school and high school are probably dealing with, and boys as well, or like
I have problems with who have no music style.
Yeah, same here.
But, honestly, New Order is so good. Stop it. A New Model Army. Can we talk about fucking New Model Army? How fucking good they are. I mean,
we could try.
Sorry, it's so good, so good. Depeche Mode. Stop it! I'm an 80s bitch. I said it. Stop it.
Bryan Adams.
But Bryan Adams. I'm not opposed to Bryan Adams. I said it already. It's not my musically. It's not my jam. Let's say, but he has a good voice, and
yes, he does.
He was hot in the 90s.
Well,
please tap.
Yeah, I think my musical style is pretty broad. Sometimes I don't listen to like music like I want to, but sometimes I just go back to like listening to music that I already like Daft Punk and like Nirvana and like the 90s grunge stuff and all that stuff. Yeah,
Maynard is a fucking rapist, so
yes, that's why I listen to covers of Tool by like artists like on YouTube, the group Brass Against.
Okay.
Well, Brass Against is the YouTube channel. They just like it's like brass instruments and guitars.
Yeah, I saw that. That's very fun.
And they also cover a lot of like Rage Against the Machines as well. And then
I'm not into brass instruments, but it's a little too sunny for me. I like cold shit, but I like the vibe of it.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I like Rod Stewart. Wait, yes, Rod Stewart.
Mm-hmm.
If you think I'm sexy, that's him, right?
Yeah, maybe. Come on, baby, let me know.
Because there's a Dave Stewart, but I think is the other guy from Eurythmics, but I never know which one is it, Rod or Dave, and which one is the If You Think I'm Sexy guy. And Sting, Roxanne is one of the worst songs ever written lyrically. So I really have my issues with Sting.
Also, he was in the movie version of
Dune,
yeah. Which in that movie
he's
was
the
awful.
but he was the only good part of it, or at least
he was the only good part of it. He was a very good what's his name, Harkonnen.
Mm-hmm. I will kill him.
Dave is the guy from Eurythmics. Okay, thank you, Malin.
And
thank you, John Burns. I'm sorry, I'm very ashamed, but I love that song from Pocahontas. I know that movie is awful, but that
How
song
High
is
Will
cool.
the Sycamore Grow? That song?
The Colors of the Wind.
Yes. If you cut it down,
it's a very good song.
Know.
Well, there's some good songs, and there's
shut
like bad
up,
movies.
dude. That movie is.
Yeah, that movie's shit.
No, yeah, it's heresy. No, but for one of my friends has anxiety and depression like me, and I saw today on his profile they posted the Litany Against Fear, and I forgot how effective it was against anxiety, actually. For those who don't know, the Litany Against Fear is a litany that was written by Frank Herbert in the book Dune, and it's the
Fear is the Mind Killer.
I will not. Yeah, it will pass over me and through me, and when it is gone, I will be all that remains.
Can someone Google it and read it?
Now I know that like Fear is the Mind Killer, that was actually used in a song that was in the Res video game. That was actually pretty cool.
I'm going to Google it and read it.
I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over me and through me, and when it is gone, I will turn to the inner eye to see its path. Where the fear has gone, there will be nothing. Only I will remain.
Yes.
I do like that one.
I love that. That thing can actually calm my anxiety. When I was a teenager, I had it memorized. No, I have brain fog, so I forget everything. And it was so effective against anxiety attacks, actually.
Okay, and then Adam Freeland did use some of the lyrics of that for his song "Fear is the Mind Killer," and that was in the Res video game. Going to put a link in that into the live chat. I like that game, Res. It was just a rail shooter and on rails, but like it's fun. I like shooters like that sometimes.
Shut up, David. I love that movie. I've seen it. Listen, if there's Alan Rickman in a movie, chances are I love it, even if it's shit. So Alan Rickman's Nottingham Sheriff is fucking amazing. Yeah, he's creepy as hell.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Yeah,
and Christian Slater is good also in that movie, but I have a soft spot for Christian Slater since I was a teenager and I saw Pump Up the Volume.
Mm-hmm. Morgan Freeman was also in the Prince of Thieves movie as well.
Yeah, but
Magical Negro.
yeah,
Oh, that's right.
that and also Morgan Freeman is a creep.
Really?
Oh, okay.
He's a
not aware
sex
of that.
pest too. Yeah, he likes to touch women inappropriately.
Gentlemen, keep your hands to yourself.
So fuck him too.
Everyone keep your hands to yourselves.
Everyone keep your hands to yourself. That's a good point.
Yeah, but that's mostly men who, let's be honest.
Yeah, it is mostly men. Even to like other men, like Jerry Crews, like mentioned, and for like his things, and because it was a power move. And yep, I googled it, and yep, there's been reports of like of unwanted touching from Morgan Freeman by multiple women.
Boo.
So there you go.
Yeah, True Romance is a good movie.
I enjoyed it.
I haven't seen it.
It's a good movie. It's not. I think it's overrated, but it's a good movie.
Okay. Alan Rickman was good in Dogma. I like that movie.
Alan Rickman is good in every movie he's played in. Even in fucking Love, actually. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love that awful movie.
I don't know if like Morgan Freeman is his own accepted grandfather. I'm not going to look that up. He's touched multiple women. That's enough for me. Because remember, people, the only good hero is the sandwich.
I enjoyed 300, if I'm honest. It's full of men in skirts.
I mean,
the fascism you can leave, but you'll take the oily men.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, give me a pretty man in skirt. I watch it.
It's definitely good cheese as well as an action film because it was solid at that. Yes.
No, that's a shit. No. When I say I enjoyed it, I don't mean it's a good movie, okay?
I understand. I understand.
Let's be clear here.
You can enjoy something that's not good. Totally. That's why Steve Shives love. That's why Steve Shives loves watching The Room, and he'll watch The Room at the drop of a hat.
Yeah, but I mean, is there any redeeming quality in The Room? At least 300 has men half naked and all that.
There's so many unintentionally funny moments in The Room.
Yeah, but
I haven't seen it myself.
I don't think that's funny at all. I find it cringy, and I don't like to cringe.
Well, that's you.
Yeah, that's
not me. So anyway, but also I kind of like grew up on like Mr. Science Theater 3000, just like Steve, and so we kind of they're like Derek J saying in the chat, or Pork Chop Espresso 07, because we just enjoy watching bad things. But the thing is, like with the Joel who created Mr. Science Theater 3000, he loved those movies and enjoyed the craft in them as well, even though they're like cheesy special effects or just like, or it's clearly a student film and that they were trying and making an effort for, but they'll still make fun of it. You can enjoy something but make fun of it, or enjoy something but laugh at it, or enjoy something but be critical of it.
Yeah, or just enjoy something while being totally aware that it's utter shit.
Yes.
I mean, I really enjoyed the Transformers movies, all of them. And
have you seen
that's not because they were good. Even the one with fucking Marky Mark in it, okay?
I still want to see the one where they went back into like medieval like
England. I haven't seen that one. It's not come out to download yet. It's too recent.
Oh yeah.
No, because let's be clear, I'm not paying to watch those.
Oh, okay? Yes. It's not worth paying to see those movies. Bumblebee was actually good, so that one I recommend that people would check out. And you don't have to see anything before to watch that one. You can watch that one totally free. And of course, the Transformers the movie in 1986. That's still a solid movie.
Oh yeah, but that's an animated one, right?
Yes, it is.
It's not,
and it focuses on the robots instead of Shia LaBeouf.
It's not as but You know what I mean? That's what's enjoyable in the Bayformers. Yeah, they suck, but at the same time, they're so over the top.
Yes.
Like there's the Bay explosions everywhere with the fucking fireworks in it. It's ridiculous.
Those movies are just.
I mean, it's movies about giant fucking robots, for fuck's sake. Don't be too serious about it. I think people.
Yes.
Yeah, I think people take those things way too seriously. It's giant robots, for fuck's sake. It's okay. The movies are not good. It's okay.
That's right. Was it Orson Welles that was Unicron in the Transformers, the 1986 movie? Definitely had his best. Yeah, I agree, Comrade. Naga had some of the best animation for the time.
Oh, I've seen very differing opinions about Jojo Rabbit. Like half loved it and half hated it.
I know about the concept of it though. So
well, it's Michael Bay, of course, it's shit. But that's
he's at the top of the field, therefore he must be good.
God. I mean, it's not as bad as Zack Snyder, but come on. That's a low bar.
Yes, that's a really low bar. Okay. Compared to Michael Bay, is Michael Bay better or worse than Quentin Tarantino?
He's better, in my opinion, because no one thinks he's a genius.
Okay, yeah, that's valid. That's a good reason.
You are allowed to say the word.
I was just, it was a challenge to me. It's like, what are other words to say than invalid? Because sometimes there are these things that are crutches where it's just like, this person repeatedly say, because like a long time ago, Adam Rainsofter said,
Real Steel was so good. I love that fucking movie. I don't think that movie is shit, though. I think it's a good movie. Well, there's Hugh Jackman in it, so I'm not sure I can be completely objective.
He's a good-looking man, yes.
Yeah, well, and he's a good actor too. I mean,
he's a very good actor. Yes,
he's not just eye candy. He can act too. And the movie, Real Steel is a movie with Hugh Jackman and robots. I mean, I have to love that.
Yep.
You know me. I'm a robots bitch, but that one is cool actually. It's not as good as Pacific Rim, but it's not in the same.
Pacific Rim is awesome. Yes.
It's not in the same realm as Transformers. The movie is actually decent.
Yeah. Yeah. Hugh Jackman.
Give me robots, I'll watch it anyways. So.
Like Gundam as well, or Gun as you called in, as it was.
Chappie was good, but I have my issues.
Actually,
I love that movie, but I really have my issues with the two assholes from Die Antwoord.
Oh, okay. I have to look into that. I'm not familiar.
They're South African musicians, white, and they're kind of racist. I don't know if they're racist or just edgy.
Oh, okay.
She's one of the most beautiful women I have ever seen. She has a very bizarre appearance. So, and they both star in Chappie. But I don't know. I loved the movie and I hated it at the same time. It's the director is the guy who did the movie with aliens, the
District 9.
Yeah, what's his name? Neil.
I actually like District 9.
Something. Yeah, that movie is really good. What's his name, John?
No idea.
Oh,
Hold
Neil,
on.
he has he's South African, so he has
Vanderhoven.
Netherlands name.
Neil Blomkamp.
Bloomkamp, yeah.
Blomkamp. Suicide Squad ripped off the style. Yeah. Okay. The legendary Godzilla, is that the Pork Chop Espresso 07? Is that the 2014 one? Because like now King Kong and Skull Island is a good movie. I recommend that movie. Now the recent King Kong movie, King Kong King of Monsters, I like the monster bits of it. I didn't care for the rest of the bits of it.
Yeah,
so
that
it's like
that looks really silly, but I mean,
No idea.
so just so if you're going to watch that movie,
no, not
edit that
Bloomberg,
movie
David.
It's David, so he's trolling. That reminds me, the Birds of Prey movie is out, and I'm hearing good things from like people that you respect, and so like I'll
I
check it
hate
out.
Jared Leto, and I hate that some people think my name comes from him.
You mean it doesn't?
Fuck you.
No.
For those who don't know, Leto is a character from Dune.
The movie.
No, not the movie.
The miniseries on Sci-Fi Channel.
No, I don't. Ah, yes, he is in the miniseries, but that's before it becomes awesome. I like Leto once he becomes not human anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Once he becomes the Emperor God.
Oh, Jared Leto is like a transphobic shit. Okay,
I was not aware of that either.
No, not the Duke. His grandson. Don't care about the Duke. He dies in like the first chapter. Well, I exaggerate, but really don't care about the Duke.
But he was the nice one. He cared about his people.
Yes, he did. I actually don't. I actually don't mind that the Duke Leto is a Duke.
Because it's a justified hierarchy? Is that what you're saying?
Not really, no. Because it's a fictional universe. And fictional shit, it can't be, is always better than reality. Well, can be made better than reality.
I just
remember like, cops.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't need dukes. We can live without dukes. I mean, we live without kings. In some places don't have kings. But yeah, it's a more ceremonial thing. That reminds me.
No,
also,
I can't stand Jared Leto.
Yeah.
Also, apparently, when they did Suicide Squad, he was a little too in character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was method acting.
Yeah, which is honestly, anyways, and he was harassing his coworkers. I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's reports I've heard. Yes, so plus Suicide Squad's a terrible movie. It's just like so many bad things about that.
I enjoyed it.
You can enjoy part. There was like a lot of parts I wanted to like about it, but it's just like there's bad editing all around, and it's just like so many things was wrong with it.
I've seen the documentary, yes, because the movie never saw the light of day, and I'm happy it didn't, because I wouldn't have liked it as much as I love Jodorowsky's work in comics. Yeah, Muad'Dib is awful.
It was a random topic change. It was like Valentine's Day yesterday, and I did nothing. But St.
Well, you're
Valentine's
single, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm single.
So
Mm-hmm.
Valentine's Day is
stupid
flower shop days anyway.
True, and chocolates.
I don't need Valentine's Day to eat chocolate. But
exactly. So it's like, oh, but like something that Google tells me with its like icon is that today is Suits the Beast Anthony's 200th birthday. Oh, it's her birthday today, and she would be 200 if she's alive.
She
so
is
there
still
you go.
alive. She lives in Nebraska.
Who?
Susan B.
Anthony. The American suffragettes, the one who got the one who showed up on the silver dollar or the $1 coin that was in circulation for like
I know
late
her
70s.
name, but I have no idea what you're
First wave
talking
feminist.
about.
She fought for the right to
women's
vote.
right to vote. Yes.
Oh, okay.
In America, yes.
Yeah, I know it's in America because I don't know who she is. If it was in Europe, I would have learned about it in school.
So yeah.
Okay, so what happened with her?
It would be her 200th birthday.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, she's dead. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, it's very unlikely anyone who fought for the right to vote for women is still alive today.
I don't know how. In France, we had. Okay, in France, women had the right to vote in the 40s.
Yeah, it wasn't until like 1920 like
after World War II, actually.
The first country to like give women the right to vote was New Zealand, I think, if I'm correct on that.
Absolutely not surprised by that.
Yeah, New Zealand's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd like to move there, but I'm not sure.
That's true, Comrade Nautica. The fight for right women to vote. Yeah,
yes.
It was first wave feminism.
Yep.
Which is why if like the people who said I don't have a problem with like first wave feminism.
Fifth, John. It hasn't changed since De Gaulle, Fifth Republic. One of our candidates, presidential candidates, Mélenchon, he wanted to do the sixth, and a lot of people agree. That's the numbers. Each time we change our constitution, there's a new republic.
Ah, interesting.
Actually, in the law, women still don't have a right to wear pants. To these days, it's still technically illegal for women to. It's still written in the law that we don't have the right to wear pants. But I mean, obviously, it's just one of those things that don't get changed. But
yeah, they're spending too much time worrying about headscarves.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Jeez.
Well, it's less racist than where I live and less racist than where you live. Still racist, but you know.
Agreed. I'm not going to say that like New Zealand is absolutely perfect, no, but like
no New white Zealand country is perfect anyway.
Yeah, exactly. No white country is perfect.
No white country is perfect too, actually, because we fucked them up. So
there's that. But at least with New Zealand for its parliament, that does like do a mixed proportional representation as well for their election systems. There is.
That's how I said at the beginning of the podcast. At least they're trying.
Yes,
which is more than we can say.
Yeah, New Zealand has seats on the parliament that are specifically for Maori people, who are the indigenous people of New Zealand, and so that way Maori people always have at least some representation in the parliament of New Zealand. So they at least do that.
Which
we can't
is
say that about
again low bar, but
yes, it is.
It's still more than we do.
Yeah.
And when I say we, I'm not just talking about the US, I'm talking about our European countries, because we suck on those reparations, especially France. The countries that were colonized by France in Africa are still paying us taxes for decolonization. It's so fucking fucked up.
Yes, it's just like,
and the people who care about that and want that to change are too few to make a difference. That's
true.
That's puke inducing, honestly. No one gives a shit. And you have politicians who are going to go on publicly to say that colonization was a good thing because, we brought them civilization.
Oh,
go fuck yourself. Yes, of course, it's all white guys, so take all they say with a grain of salt. But
there's a documentary I've been meaning to watch that called War by Any Other Means. Going to try to find it, where basically instead of doing the thing of going in there with tanks and all this stuff, we just now put them into mass amounts of debt that they're just never going to pay off, and we'll get all of the money. The IMF, the
that's
World
what
Bank,
we do. That's what my country does, has done,
that's what we're all doing.
Yes, we're all doing. Yeah.
No, but we're doing it literally, my country. You're doing it kind of metaphorically. Well, by
using the IMF and
then the World Bank.
By side tracks, and we directly do that. We invaded them, we enslaved them, and when we fucked off, we said, okay, but you pay us a tax. I mean, we've been on the euro for 20 years almost, and there are some African countries who pay us to have a right to use the franc, and we don't use it. We haven't been using it for decades.
Gonna post a link into the live chat of the.
I saw a meme that was saying kind of that, Comrade Nautica.
I think I shared it on my Facebook.
That's possible, yeah.
Who the fuck owes who the fuck the world owes money to? The Decepticons?
I'd say
the 1%.
The world owes a huge debt to Africa and South America, but
Yeah, I agree.
And to a lesser extent to Australia and Asia, but we are not as destroying their environment that we are doing in Africa for diamonds and shit and metals. China is collecting on loans on everyone. They have bought French debt too. They own half of the vineyards in France now.
Yep.
They have money. We don't.
Yeah.
They have slaves.
That's the thing with. That's the thing about money. Once there you have that kind of thing created, and there's going to be people that are going to have more money than others, and if that money carries power, the people who have more money will have more power.
Do they have slaves, John?
China, that's a good chunk of their population, essentially. Same way as in the U.S., prisons.
Oh,
okay. I didn't know that.
And a lot of their factories are abusive,
and there's also that. Okay, so I have to say that topic for another time. We've been streaming for a long time, and communist China is just no, really.
Yeah, nothing spells communism like the suicide nets. I always say that, but I mean, there are people who genuinely think China is communist, and I'm like, how?
I still get like people who said, to say that the USSR was communist, and it's like, how? Yeah.
No,
well,
but I mean,
they said they were communist.
China is even worse than the USSR.
Mm-hmm.
Well, China's still around. USSR is not. It's just like it's now the Russian Federation, and it's just like it's its own thing, and it's not good. Again,
no, but I mean, there
government.
was good things that happened in the USSR at the beginning.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes, at the beginning, I agree.
The progress they made technologically and
Yes,
for the standard of living and all that,
yes.
it was huge.
Again, they went from like
It didn't last, but
right. It didn't
I mean,
last.
there's to say that the USSR was bad through and through is I don't think it's correct.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was communist, but it was better than what they had before, first of all. And it was better than capitalism.
Yes, they had like a different form of it, I would say. Or at the start, they tried to actually.
Then when they started putting anyone in work camps and stuff like that,
the gulag.
It's that
That's the parts of it
became fucked up. But that started as something pretty good, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And then they gave you all a run for your money with the space race and all that. So you can say that they weren't good technologically speaking and stuff like that.
Right, like they went from a mostly a kind of a backwater.
No, and there weren't that much poor people too there. You know what I mean? That there were some stuff that worked. Okay.
Yeah.
China is different. China is capitalist through and through. There's nothing communist about China. Nothing at all.
I can see that. I have to do me more research on that, but I can definitely see that. So they worked.
I mean, China. What they did to Tibet and stuff. I mean, it's complicated, you know, but communist my ass. That's all I have to say. At least the USSR had, I don't know, ideals, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, they wanted to be about like the workers as well. So that's the start.
John Burns has the name of the first woman in space. Laika was the dog. She was a bitch. I'm just doing a bad joke. That's very misogynistic, I guess, but
also
I'm allowed to make a misogynistic joke every 10 years, okay? That's my one.
But the Cosmonaut dog also is a character in Guardians of the Galaxy and shows up later on because I think the dog got mutated. I don't know. I forgot. I'm sadly I don't read those comics. I'm sure there are great stories in there.
Yeah. Dude Snaps is right, because a lot of people think Stalin and all were Soviet. They weren't. The Soviets were peasants. They were.
Soviet means Workers' Council, direct democracy.
Yeah, they were before the vanguard. Lenin, Stalin, and so on were the vanguard. They weren't the Soviet. And the Soviets did a lot of good things, and then the motherfuckers arrived. I know, John, I was just joking, and I don't know her name, but I don't know the name of the guys either. I think I know Armstrong because everyone knows him, and I know Buzz Aldrin because because everyone knows him too. But like the third guy, I know there's a third guy. I don't know his name.
Yeah.
And I know Gagarin too, but he's like as famous as what's his name? Armstrong. He's the first man in space. Yuri Gagarin.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, that's right. Happened in 1961 too. So yeah. I think we're at a good point to like stop the stream because like we'd be going.
Yes, it's been about 3 hours. We should probably
so
put an end to it.
So I will. Let's see. Look at the links in the live chat. I would just like mention the one that are not in the description right now, including like I'll post them into the live chat because Phoenix has like a Tumblr. Go check that out. Phoenix also has like articles that she writes on Medium. Go check them out. Oh, and check out the Phoenix Tumblr and DM her so that because she does like writing and sells nudes, but she's not going to give any nudes to anyone under the age of 18
or Nazis.
And to Nazis because give her money too.
Yes,
and
just give her money.
Just give her money.
All the money.
See, and I think that's pretty much it. Just like Phoenix stuff, because I don't see. I think everything else is covered in the description because our YouTube channels, the Patreon, which John mentioned, our patrons at the end of it, the Facebook links.
Yeah, as always, there's my PayPal in here, but I'm not the priority for now. I can manage. Maybe later I will need help when it's time to move out, but for now I'm good. Okay. Also, David is an asshole, but he's my asshole. Okay, he's amazing, and he sent me $50 last week.
Okay,
so I'm to go have my hair fixed because that's a travesty. Okay. So I will do that just after my birthday when they're long enough so I can cut it all at the same length.
All right. And who knows? I might get high and stream later tonight. We'll see.
Yes.
Like,
I don't know what I'm going to do.
Video games?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, if it's around 5 a.m. for me, there's chances I am here because that's around the time I wake up these days for 4:30, 5 a.m.
I'll just stay up super late just to make sure.
No, don't, please. Because it's just going to be the one night I get to sleep through the night.
All right. And with that, we will see all of you later. Bye-bye, folks.
Thank our patrons.
Almost forgot to thank the patrons. Yes.
Because we do have a Patreon.
Yes, we do.
Don't spoil my image, Lito. David says, sorry, you are a fucking asshole. Fuck you.
And we can't ignore him either.
All right. So, yes, we'd like to thank our patrons. Eli, Holden, Swoopler Punk, Anarchist Squirrel, and Von Rack. But not some random geek. I don't know who that is. Some random geek is just...
Yeah, I mean, some random geek is giving money to himself at this point. Not really, but I...
I'll bend to support. It's fine. All right. And with that, fuck off, everyone. Take your meds.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Stay hydrated. Peace, love, and stay hydrated.